I don't get it. This story it's so short. This arc has already like hit more major like milestones in terms of like the overall story than Wano did in such a short time. The pacing is insane to me. The pacing of Egghead Island is phenomenal, and I love it. I love this arc so much already.
Hopefully it can stay like that. I do like the pace.
It just feels serious. It feels like, yo, like every chapter is important in my opinion. Like things are moving, people are coming and going and fighting, and we learn this, we're learning that, but what is that? You know, like it's just nonstop. He's really just putting out good chapters lately. And I mean, he really meant it when he said that this is the beginning of like the actual fucking story now. You know? And he really meant it. And Jack just got defeated finally.
Okay.
With the suit. That was really fucking good. They animated that super well with Dogstorm and Neko.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, but it was both of them.
Yeah. It was Neko defeated Parasparrow, right?
You already did that?
Yeah, they did both in the same episode.
I'm surprised.
So like the pacing can be good when they want to. It's just sometimes they stretch it out because they know that like maybe budget or something. I don't know what the reasoning is, but when they want to knock out multiple things in one episode, they can. Because that was the same episode that they did Luffy and Kaido splitting the sky. I know. The first half of the episode was Luffy versus Kaido doing the Conquerors Hockey, the splitting the sky. Then they did the little mid like episode thing with like the straw hat cards or whatever. And then the second half was basically Momonosuke turning into the dragon and learning how to fly with Yamato, and Parasparrow and Jack getting defeated.
Wow.
I know.
That feels like 2 chapters.
I know, but they paced it incredibly well. I was like, how the fuck can they do that? But then the next episode, it's just like Tama yelling out, you know, you can do it for like fucking 3/4 of the episode.
I think they do it like that because they still have to animate the Sanji and Queen and King and Zoro, and then the Big Mom fight.
Yeah.
And I think what Big Mom comes first, or is it after?
Big Mom is the last thing before Kaido, I think.
Okay. And then we can see their fucking awakenings.
Yes, that I'm so excited for, dude. I can't wait to see how they animate Law and Kid. Because, dude, they've been doing them justice every single time. Like, every time they need to do something cool, it looks so fucking cool. And I love seeing them work together and shit, you know? So, specifically, I'm very excited to see, like, Law, obviously, in his, like, the K-room thing or whatever. But Kroom. I don't fucking know. I wonder how he's going to say it.
I wonder if they're going to change the color because it's awakening.
I hope so. I would assume so.
It's like a blue clear color.
I would make sense for them to
the
switch
fan arts, it's like purplish.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that, yeah. Because, you know, they do that with just the regular hockey. Like, when it's regular hockey, they just do the main coating or whatever.
And that's the thing, like, I've been noticing, like, since I'm not watching the episodes, but I've seen the clips, the whole aura thing. That's emphasizing is the hockey and what type of hockey is being used, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much. Once they got to the Conquerors hockey coating, they started going with like a yellow aura around it.
Like yellowish. Yeah. Okay.
So that's like the anime indicator.
That's what I figured. And then I see like the little blossoms.
The blossoms was like the rose petal thingies. They did that for a while. And it got to a point where like when he did the uppercut on Kaido, remember?
Yeah.
I was waiting for that for so long because it's like one of my favorite panels. And I liked it a lot. I didn't love it. It was just way too busy for me personally. I couldn't see.
Was it like the glaring and stuff?
It was just super bright, dude. It was covered in gold and like rose petals and stuff. Like the imagery behind it, the whole sequence, beautiful. Like it looked amazing. I can't say it was bad animation. It's just when it got to the actual punch, I couldn't see very well what happened, and I missed a lot of the detail that you see in the manga.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I see why they do that because it in the manga it can get a little confusing of what type of hockey they're using, especially like if it's like the whole Conquerors and Armament hockey type thing.
Exactly.
Because in the mangas it was kind of hard to tell, but you can kind of tell with like the electricity.
Yeah, they used to throw that, and I like the electricity, like the black lightning type stuff.
Yeah,
I like that as an indicator, and they started doing that a little bit more often now too. So they're like finding a better balance. I think like the episode right after that.
I mean, they have to get it right for the gear fifth.
Yeah, which
I think they're trying to find it, and I think
I think they're way closer to it now. Yeah, like now it's just consistently looking pretty good. This year, like since 2023 started, One Piece anime has been just knocking it out of the park, bro.
Because it's gonna look interesting with the whole Gear 5th being white, and I'm wondering if it's gonna have like a little glow or it's just gonna be like a regular color scheme.
I think it might have like a silver whitish glow type thing, you know? You know what they did with Goku's Ultra Instinct? Like make his hair kind of like that. What if they did something similar? Because it's still Toei, right?
Yeah, it is.
I could see them doing that.
I think so. I think it's pretty.
And I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that it's like a white silverish color instead of like the yellow that the fans thought, you know?
You think they could use that same Goku aura for...
I think if they adjust it a little bit, if they tweak it, they could look really fucking cool, in my opinion. Because we didn't really get an aura in the movie when they showed it off, right?
It was like less than 10 seconds.
Yeah, it was so hard. Short.
And plus, he was so tiny.
And it pisses me off. Like, why even add that? Now you're making that 5 seconds. Like, you're excluding an entire group of people who aren't manga caught up from watching this movie. If they didn't put that in there, I think anyone could have gone and watched it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But the fact that they added it there, now Gary and Emery have to wait until they fucking see it animated before they go see that movie. Because imagine like...
Just because of a 10-second clip.
Imagine that being the first time you see Gear 5 or even hear about Gear 5. But you don't know it's Gear 5. It's like, why did Luffy look like that, you know? That sucks, dude. I would hate that.
And also the Shanks thing. You know, hopefully some of it's canon. I think he did is like pretty good.
Hey, we finally got Shanks doing something, bro. That is like the most action I've seen from Shanks ever, really. He's never done anything. The most action he's had is when he clashed with Whitebeard.
Yeah.
Way back in the day.
Yeah.
So.
And that was early One Piece too.
Early One Piece, yeah. But, well, we should probably start. So, welcome back to the Anime Alchemists Podcast. Clearly, I'm not Emery and he's not Gary. I'm Martin, and I brought back Erick for another Manga Talk episode. Thanks for coming back, Erick.
It's a pleasure.
Appreciate
I like doing these.
Yeah, dude, they're so much fun. And I swear you were literally the only person that I can just nerd out with the manga. And there has been way too much happening for me to not, like, want to do this again, you know? And everybody on TikTok and YouTube is just constantly talking about the manga. So I know that there's a lot of people that listen to us that specifically would like to hear a little bit more about the manga side, so we'll try to do these a little bit more often. But yeah, here you go. So we really do appreciate everybody for tuning in, whether it's on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or Anchor, or maybe you're also tuning in on Thursdays on YouTube when the video drops. Remember, you can watch the video a day early if you check it out on Spotify, but we do appreciate all of you guys. Make sure to follow the TikToks, Emery at MVJuro, Gary at Gershmataro. You can also follow the podcast TikTok at Anime Alchemists Podcast. And also make sure to check out the Discord because we are growing that community. We are trying to do a little bit more manga related talks. We're doing more of the roleplay stuff too. So if you're wanting to meet more people who are interested in anime and manga and just want to meet more friends, check out the Discord. And with that, hella spoiler warning, clearly, because here we are already talking about the manga. Oof, that's hard, Emery. I don't know how the fuck you do that every single time.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
Yeah, I feel like winded afterwards.
It's a lot to remember.
It is. I think that's the best I've done. So in 2 years, I'm sure he'll hear it. But
without cutting it.
Yeah, but this one's for you, buddy. I tried. But yeah, so we're talking, and there's so many different places where we could start on this. Honestly, like I figured we should just kind of like very lightly recap the last things we talked about. Which was the end of Wano, essentially, right?
Yeah, it was getting there. I think we were like, what, two, 3 chapters before it ended. I think the ending was pretty satisfying to me.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I was gonna say like, yeah, but there's a couple things that like I think you and me are kind of like in agreement with where we weren't really expecting it.
It's the whole Yamato thing, not joining.
Yeah. Which I get. But
he's just the whole raid she was gonna join.
The entire fucking last quarter of the arc is just, pushing like, hey, Yamato's joining. She wants to come, or he wants to come.
Just 180.
And then just a completely 180 in like a chapter. And I was like, fuck me, bro. Like I can't have anything. At that point I kind of figured we weren't gonna get Carrot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think after I saw that Nekomamushi was the one to take down Jack, and then I didn't see Carrot any like time after that, I immediately thought, Carrot's not joining, bro. It's just not happening anymore.
And I see a lot of people were disappointed with that, but
A lot of people didn't like Carrot, apparently.
wow, really?
I've seen a lot more people online say that they weren't a big fan of Carrot than I thought. I actually thought she was... I think more people do like her than don't like her, but I was surprised to see a good amount of people be like, nah, I'm cool with Carrot not being around.
Because when it was like around Whole Cake, from what I seen, everyone wanted Carrot to join because she was with them, like, or at least part of with the Straw Hats.
Yep.
But I was never really in that ship that I wanted her to join.
You just kind of expected it?
I kind of well, I just didn't like the idea.
Really?
Yeah, and I get it because the whole Pedro situation, like carry on Pedro's
will and everything.
Yeah,
and she's been traveling with him for a while too.
Yes, since Whole Cake.
Fucking Whole Cake, yeah.
But I just never really liked the idea of her joining for some reason.
Yeah, I can see that too. I think I liked the idea because I'm open for anybody to join personally. Like, I'm not one of those people that thinks that Luffy should only have like 10 crewmates because some of those people are out there like, well, he said at the beginning, and I'm like, okay, but that was like 2 fucking years ago for him. Things have changed. I'm sure if he needs more people, he'll be open to it, and I'm more than fine with it too. I would love like a semi-big crew.
Yeah, I want more people to join, but like I just want more interesting people.
Yeah, and I want it to make sense. I don't want anyone to join. That's not what I'm saying. I'm open to having more people, but they have to kind of like make sense to fit. They have to be a Straw Hat. Like Vivi, to this day, everyone's still like, Vivi's a Straw Hat. You know what I mean? Like she went through way too much in my opinion.
Technically is a Straw Hat, but I mean, she left because she decided to.
She stayed behind. She had her responsibilities and stuff, and she made that decision. But she very easily just could have. She's an honorary Straw Hat, I guess, is like the best way to describe it. She defeated Crocodile with them. She has more than enough of a backstory. She clicks with the crew. She's like an interesting character, to say the least. Like she has depth too.
I mean, and Luffy wanted her to join, but
she wanted to.
But like Luffy gave her the choice. Like it's your choice. It's not.
Exactly.
I'm not forcing you, but
yeah,
I'm giving you the opportunity if you want to join.
So now when you take that and then you compare it to Yamato, do you see like a similarity in the sense? Like, do you see Yamato kind of being an honorary Straw Hat in that case, or do you think that maybe no?
Close.
It's pretty close to me.
Because she did help a lot during the whole raid and stopping Kaido.
Yeah.
But I'm still upset because I
liked Yamato a lot.
Yes.
I think that's why we're upset, is because they did Yamato perfect. I thought it was such a refreshing like character to have, and like completely unexpected in my opinion. I was never expecting Kaido's son to be Yamato, and as interesting as
I would never expect it because there was already so many characters in Wano, and for Yamato to be just dropped in there. Like
towards the end of the arc.
Yeah, in the beginning of the raid too. I'm like, what the hell was... They never said anything about Kaido having a son.
I know, right? Yeah.
So it surprised me a lot, but the more I saw her, the more I liked her. Yeah. And then the whole backstory and how she wanted to join, and she met Ace.
That's what also made it really she could join
because they did mention Ace was in Wano and stuff, and I like how he built off of that.
Yes,
like he just didn't just join. Just went there just to sightsee and stuff.
No, there was a reason for his like trip to Wano, and it made sense that he had a connection with Yamato this whole time, and I think that connection is what really solidified it, in my opinion, that Yamato could be an actual Straw Hat because of her backstory, and the connection to Ace is essentially a connection to Luffy at the same time. She knew of Luffy before he even got there, so like that to me made more sense for Yamato to join over Carrot. So that's why when I started seeing more about like Yamato and everything, I started leaning more in that direction because I was like, oh, this character makes a lot more sense than Carrot. I would have been cool with Carrot joining personally, but if I had to pick between the two, Yamato, no questions asked, bro. Like, she can hold her own. She's interesting. She's funny too, honestly. And also, we do need, I think, more females on the crew.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing that like a lot of people wanted.
I do want that. Now, the whole thing with Carrot, being like the new leader?
Oh yeah, she's like the new leader of
something
Zoe
like that
now, basically.
Yeah. I'm like,
what?
That was kind of... I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't.
To be honest,
it seemed random. I guess I can't say I don't have a problem with it. I just don't think it makes sense.
I think she's just too inexperienced to lead all those people. Or
I think like Wanda would have been a better choice, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
like Wanda was cool. How about have them co-lead or something? I don't know. What about the other dude, like the from the Musketeers or whatever?
Oh,
the lion. Is he a lion? I don't know what he is.
Because I think they're getting rid of the whole night and day type of ruling.
Yeah, I think they just kind of come because it was just an issue that Neko
Between
and
them,
Nino had. Yeah, so at this point, there's no point.
But yeah, like that was just so unexpected and random. So I just don't know how to feel about that still. Like, hopefully they can go back and
we have to see them
it
back. I'm sure.
Obviously she's gonna show up with the minks at the end game type.
Like we really are going to get end game at that point. Like everybody we know is pulling up to that final war.
Every single island we visited.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that. Dude. Like if it gives me anywhere near the same feeling that like actual end game gave me, like the movie, when everyone from like Wakanda pulled up, the Guardians, everybody, bro.
It's gonna happen.
Shit was so cool.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna be amazing. Like peak fucking anime right there. I don't want to hear it. One Piece is the best. It already is the best. If you're listening to this, you know. But no, in terms of them explaining it though, back to the Yamato thing and kind of to end on that. At first, like I was kind of bummed, and I still am bummed that she didn't join because it was just like a 180 flip, and she was like, "No, I want to like explore the country of Wano just like Odin." I thought that was really dumb because I was like, okay, no, because Odin left. If you really wanted to be like Odin, you would have taken off, right?
What wasn't it because of she wanted to stay a little bit because of Momo?
Yes.
Yeah.
But we didn't know about that until
she said it right there.
Until later, once we like got to the chapter where Marco was talking. Remember he went back to the Sphinx Island or whatever, and we get a flashback of Yamato's conversation with like Luffy and all of them, saying like seeing Green Bull and fighting him made her realize that yeah, she does want to leave, but also she wants to make sure that Wano's protected. And right now, Momonosuke is not. He can't handle it by himself. He's not
strong enough.
He's not strong enough. He's a leader for sure. He can lead Wano, but he needs the support of his new retainers essentially now. All of the old Akazaya 9 and including Yamato now. And I think with that, like nobody's gonna mess with Wano anytime soon. You know, unless you're fucking Blackbeard, probably.
I don't think he's gonna pull up.
I don't think so.
He's too chicken.
I don't know if he's too chicken, bro. He pulled up on a lot of people, and we will get to that. But yeah, let's move on. We're done with Wano. Okay, Wano has wrapped up. I loved it personally. But I do want to talk about the new arc, which is Egghead Island. Low-key, I like the name.
Yeah,
I kind of like it. Random, but I fucks with it. It just works.
And it's a cool looking island.
It's just really cool.
Even from the outside, like them going sailing into the island. It's such a cool looking.
Yeah, it's like a futuristic island basically, which is awesome. And obviously, we get introduced to Vegapunk here, but let's go in order real quick before I do that. Do you want to talk about the bounties?
Bounty reveals? New bounties, yes. Wow.
Bro, I wrote them down because I know that I loved them personally. I love most of them actually. So obviously we get the revelation that Luffy is officially a Yonko now, right?
Yes.
That's awesome. I needed that in my life. I already considered him a Yonko, but now the world knows he is a Yonko. He's not an honorary fifth Yonko. No, he is a Yonko. Big Mom and Kaido are out. Now we got Luffy. We still have Shanks. We have Buggy.
The best pirate out there. I'm putting that out.
Debatable. And Weevil, right? Is he still? No. He wasn't. Who's the fourth one? It's Shanks, Luffy, Buggy. Who's the fourth?
I completely forgot.
Right? Is it not Weevil, right?
No. Blackbeard, bro.
Wow, Blackbeard. Wow, we're fucking horrible fans. Oops. Yeah, Blackbeard. And his bounty also went up too. So we get Luffy's 3 billion berry bounty now. How do you feel about him sharing a bounty with Kid and Law?
I get why he has the same as them. I mean, they all help defeat 2 Yonkos, so I'm okay with that. I I kind of was expecting Luffy's to be at least a little bit higher than Kid and Law.
Yeah, and especially because of the revelation of like the actual power that he has. Like that's a big deal in terms of the world government.
Yeah.
The reason I think they didn't is because maybe they didn't want to draw too much attention to it.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
but
right?
it kind of backfired because of the new picture that he has as the wanted.
And that's what kind of didn't make sense to me. Like, why would you? Well, they didn't want that picture. I guess they even talked about it in the chapters. Like, why are we using this picture, guys?
So now that's it. Just went completely off their hands.
Dude, the world government has no control over anything anymore. It really feels like they're just kind of spiraling out of control at the moment. But we get that. We get Blackbeard's new bounty too. He's at like 3.3, I think it was. No, 3.9.
So it's higher than Luffy's. Yeah,
so it's higher, which makes sense. Yeah. He's a fucking threat.
Yeah, because his was lower the first time we saw his bounty as a Yonko.
Yeah,
it was really low, but I'm glad he got that push. Just to show that he's a threat.
Yeah, he definitely is now with all the crew he has, the influence he has, and he just kind of does whatever the fuck he wants. He's like a wild card, really, because it seems like at any point he could just go and attack, whether it's the world government, a random ass island. You don't know. Like, he's unpredictable. I think that's what makes him a big threat.
And it's kind of scary.
Yeah, exactly.
Like how he just pulled up to Amazon Lily.
Dude, I was not expecting that at all. I did not think that I'd get to see basically Blackbeard versus Boa. What, like, the fuck? But I liked it, though.
It's such a weird, random fight. Almost like a fan service.
That I didn't know I needed.
It was pretty good. Obviously, we can tell that Blackbeard is strong. He has 2 devil fruits.
Yeah, he's fucking nuts, dude. But I did like that, like, Boa had, like, at least a moment of, like, yeah, she was gonna get fucked up by Blackbeard, understandably. But I don't think, like, she didn't seem like that damsel in distress type figure. She, like, clearly put up a fight.
Yeah, she can hold her own.
She can hold her own. And I do really like Boa. Like, I think she is the biggest fucking simp, and that's like my least favorite quality about her. But aside from that, I think she's like an interesting character overall. I like her backstory. I like her powers. I like that she's a leader of, an entire island. Like, she's fucking cool in my opinion. But it was kind of scary and also hilarious at the idea that Blackbeard could steal her powers. Like, have you seen the fucking drawings that people make of him doing like the love fruit or whatever?
And the memes were top quality.
I fucking love the internet for that, bro. It's so fucking funny because they do the pose and everything. And like, how would that even work if he stealed it? Like, would it be if you feared him? Maybe.
I don't. Did it say he wanted for himself, or he just wanted the fruit?
I think he just wanted the fruit,
just to have it for.
Yeah, he likes stealing powerful devil fruits. Yeah, from what it seems like. Okay. Also, I forgot to write this down, but we learned that Rayleigh pulled up, right?
Rayleigh pulled up.
Scares him away. Yeah. Right. Koby gets kidnapped. That's also very important.
Yes.
Yeah. Poor Koby can't catch a break.
The whole Rayleigh pulling up. Now, see, I don't like debates, like live debates between like who's stronger and who's gonna win.
You don't like power scaling.
I can't stand those.
I know.
Because they're just all over the place. But seeing how we saw at the end of Wano with Luffy and Kaido having strong Conqueror's Haki. So, and we know Rayleigh has strong Conqueror's Haki. We just haven't seen it.
Right.
Now, him pulling up to Amazon Lily got Blackbeard so scared. Yeah. Because he knows what he's capable of.
Yeah.
And that was just enough for him to like leave. Because he did not want to deal with them.
Yeah, that was weird.
So now this basically settles that Haki is stronger than devil fruits.
That's what it seems like. Yeah, I think that Blackbeard is like trying to make up the fact that he doesn't have strong Conqueror's Haki, and he's like making up for it in devil fruit powers. Yeah, right. I don't know how the fuck he still has two.
And I think that's why he's obsessed with like the devil fruit powers. But we did see in that chapter, in that fight, that he did have armament Haki at least.
Yeah, that was cool. I like finally seeing that, because this whole time, like, you assume that he does, but
we never saw it.
You need to kind of see it just to like be sure. You know what I mean? It's kind of like early on in like, say, Fishman Island or even Dressrosa or whatever, when we see Zoro use Haki for the first time, we're like, yeah, we assume he can use it, but like seeing him use it for that first time just made me feel a little bit better. I'm like, okay, cool, he knows how to use it. Like, just I don't have to worry about it anymore. Same with Sanji too.
Yeah.
Because like you see Luffy using it every other scene when he's fighting, and that's like his thing. But no one else on the crew is using it, and you're like, I really hope Zoro and Sanji can use Haki, and thankfully they can. So yeah, it was kind of cool getting that confirmation of Blackbeard being able to do that.
Yeah.
And maybe he might have like, I think he could have basic Conqueror's Haki, but I just don't think he knows how to use it.
Yeah, at this point he has to have it. If he doesn't, then come on.
Then I don't see like, I don't know. I just sometimes I get worried that like Blackbeard may seem like a big deal, but realistically, if I were to put him versus Luffy, I start to think that like I don't think Luffy would have a huge problem with him for some reason. Like I think it'd be a good fight overall, but it just Luffy seems so fucking strong now.
Yes, but I think the whole Blackbeard's confident is because of the of his dark fruit.
Yeah, that
it can nullify the devil fruit abilities. So I think he's really confident on that devil fruit alone.
Yeah, it's like the most unique and probably powerful.
So when we see both of them fight, it's gonna be interesting how it goes down, especially with the dark fruit and nullifying the Gear 5th or the awakening. Actually, the awakening.
Oh yeah, dude.
So it's gonna be really interesting how that works.
Yeah, I'm so curious about the Blackbeard pirates. That's why I get excited when I see them. Because we just always learn a little bit more and a little bit more. And like for example, now his crew, bro.
And he gave us that, like, bro, him and Law.
Oh, dude.
What the hell?
Oh, that fucking who in their right mind saw Blackbeard versus Law just a few chapters after Wano ended? Nobody in their right mind could have called that.
And like, okay. And I told you like, because you remember at the end of Wano, like they were debating like, oh, which way should you go? You know, what island? And I told you one of them is gonna go to
Blackbeard's
Island. I just didn't know
call that, yeah.
Because I saw like people like figure it out based off the maps and stuff,
which is impressive. Shout out to the One Piece community for being fucking geographers and finding out where they could possibly go because they got it right.
And I told you like, okay, it has to be one of them. But it can't be Luffy just yet. So it has to be either Kid or Law.
Yeah.
And it just so happens that Law was going that way or that direction. And then he encountered Blackbeard.
Dude.
And Blackbeard himself said it like, I knew one of y'all was going to come over here.
Oh, dude. And I can't fucking believe we got that too. And it was a good fight in the manga.
I just wish we saw the outcome.
What do you think happened? Tell me right now, like, what the fuck do you think happened to Law?
Man, there's two possibilities.
Okay.
Either he left because he knew he couldn't defeat him, or he got taken out.
Dude, I think.
And I don't want that. I don't want that because he's gonna want the devil fruit because that's such a strong devil fruit.
That's like the fucking pending fear that the entire manga community has right now. Is just one of these days we're gonna read a chapter and it's gonna end with Blackbeard saying "room," and that's how the chapter is gonna end, and we're all gonna have a fucking heart attack because no, you can't do that.
It's just confirmation, bro.
Like, bro, the plot twist of the fucking century, but I don't want it. Like I can't handle it. No.
Yeah, and then like the whole, who was it? The doctor. The doctor with his like disease, devil fruit.
Yeah, he has like a sick fruit. I think it is.
And then like making Law and his crew.
They gender swapped the entire crew.
I'm like, what the?
Bro,
hell?
we got female Law. That's like canon now. There were female Law figures before that was out, and that just
they called it.
They called it.
Yeah.
And I approve. I approve. Gary's gonna be very excited when he sees that, and so will Emery. Honestly, it's moments like those I can't fucking wait to see their reaction for because it.
And it was interesting how he overcame that with his Haki.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Yeah. But he did mention something about that with because they asked him like, why can't you just use your room on Kaido and because he said their
Haki was too strong. So there's so much more to Haki and devil fruits and how they work with each other.
Haki can like nullify powers. I mean, it does.
It does. Like for example, if you think about a Logia, right? Like it does nullify them to where you can punch them. So that
when
makes
it's
sense.
like situations like this, it's kind of interesting.
Well, I think it also helps that Law's like he has a fundamental understanding of like human anatomy also, and he can use like his broom technique, and he has not gender swapped, but kind of in a way, because remember when he like switched to Shigi and Smoker's bodies and stuff, right? It was very different than what this is, but somewhere in that realm. So I think like all of that knowledge, his obvious like good use of hockey, I think helps him to kind of be able to BS his way out of it. That's really the best explanation I can do, because I don't think we could keep female law too long without the fucking community going feral over him.
And bro, and I have to you have to respect Law's crew.
Oh yeah,
because everybody was saying like, oh, his crew is the weakest one, but they were putting in that work, and
they put in work. That was actually very impressive.
And I'm glad we get to see that, because they really never do anything.
They didn't do anything in the entire Wano arc. They saved Luffy. That's what they did.
Yeah.
So that was probably like my most disappointing thing about Wano, was just Law's crew was not there. Also, I mean, Killer's crew really, besides
Kids.
Kid and Killer's, there we go. Kid's crew, Killer was really the only one that did anything of use.
Yeah. So it was, and then like the whole, I hate how he left it with like, okay, let's just settle this, and he never went back to it.
Nope. It's been fucking over a month probably.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think more than a month.
Probably 2 months now. Maybe I think it was like end of December or something. Oh, I don't fucking know. That shit was crazy.
This part of the podcast is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Besides the obvious perks of securing your IP address and protecting your privacy on the internet, ExpressVPN allows you to access streaming services in other parts of the world. For example, can you not access Bleach 1000 Year Blood War arc? Simply just fire up ExpressVPN, change your IP address to another country that does, like America, and start streaming Bleach on Hulu. Listeners of this podcast will get a special deal, 3 months free when you sign up for a 12-month package and use our link, www.expressvpn.com/The Anime Alchemist. Again, that's 3 months free when you sign up for a 12-month package and use our link, www.expressvpn.com/The Anime Alchemist. This part of the podcast is brought to you by Hakai Culture. Do you guys have phenomenal legs like Gary? Maybe you got some tattoos on your legs like me and you just want to show them off. Best way to do that was Hakai Culture. They have some of the best anime merch on some of the most phenomenal looking designs for shorts for men. You can get anything from the Meta Nomi. You can get
Gama Nomi.
You can get the Goma Nomi. Sakuna. You can get Sakuna's pattern.
Yeah, they have a lot of the Demon Slayer ones.
Also, so if you guys want to check that out, you guys can get a 10% off if you use my code Emery13377. Again, that's code Emery13377.
I do want to talk about one thing though, because this is probably one of my also most unexpected things, but one of my favorite things that has come out since Wano ended. The Cross Guild with Buggy, Mihawk, and Crocodile.
That was so interesting.
That was so good. That was so fucking good, dude.
Who would have ever thought Croc and Mihawk would like partner up?
That was like the best way to bring those kind of into the main story, in my opinion, because obviously we knew Mihawk had to do something. He was getting pursued by the world government. He's no longer a warlord, right? So it makes sense for him to do something. Everybody, in my opinion, like thought that he was gonna go and seek out Shanks, because they obviously knew each other. They're somewhat friends, I guess. I mean, they've drank together, so that's something. And that was my theory. I thought he was gonna go and find Shanks and just tag along with him. But then you're telling me that he fucking finds Buggy and Crocodile, and Buggy's crew is amazing. I love them so much. I wish I had like a crew as loyal as Buggy's crew, because they fucking twisted it and made it seem like Buggy got Mihawk and Crocodile to work under him. Genius. Fucking genius.
The best pirate out there. That's what I'm saying.
The future king of the pirates, actually.
Exactly. And he's gonna find the One Piece, bro.
Dude,
I swear to God, he's gonna find the
I'm gonna be really fucking mad if that happens, dude. Like, no, I love Buggy. You know I love Buggy, but there's a limit. There's a line that he cannot cross, okay?
No, he's gonna cross it. He even said it in one of those episodes. He said, like, I could even become king of the pirates if I set my mind to
There's
it.
been people fucking saying, like, oh, the One Piece is red nose, like, for Buggy or something. I'm like, shut the fuck up, bro.
I mean, it's been there since the beginning, so
Yeah,
it could be.
I hate it. But no, Cross Guild is fucking cool. So it's like essentially now do you think they're gonna actually put out like bounties and wanted posters, but for like Marines and shit? The way that like the
I want to see that happen.
That'd be cool, right?
I want to see that happen because I want to see. Because what are they offering? Like money?
Probably because Crocodile is rich, essentially.
Okay.
He has a shit ton of money.
So I want to see how much their wanted posters, like their berries, are gonna be for like at least the high ranking officials.
That'd be really cool. Like they'd probably put one out for Garp. They'd put one out for
the admirals.
The admirals, probably some of the vice admirals too.
Captains.
The captains,
Yeah. So like higher up, not the.
Dude, okay, well, this kind of goes back to the Blackbeard kidnapping Koby thing. Why? Why do you think he kidnapped Koby? Like,
I thought about it, and maybe it was an idea thrown at him by Aokiji.
I forgot to mention that. Oh, and we forgot to mention that he kidnapped Pudding too.
Oh yeah, and the cover stories.
Real quick, we need to circle back to that. This is the first time that a cover story has played immediately into the chapter, or that I've seen at least, like where it's stuff.
Immediately, yes.
Like just right there, it showed them kidnapping, or that Pudding was kidnapped from Whole Cake. And then in that same chapter, we see Aokiji, we see Pudding was captured by Blackbeard, essentially, and within the same chapter.
Yeah, you see her captured.
So like it connected the cover story right away. So then when I see that, I wonder, dang, what the fuck is the anime gonna do there? Are they gonna animate some of the cover page into the episode?
I hope so.
I would hope so. I think that's a situation where they need to.
Or at least they should make like a little flashback scene in between, like in the middle of the episode of them going to Whole Cake and kidnapping her.
Like that kind of stuff is important.
At least give us that. Just a flashback scene.
Yeah, it's context that I think is very much needed, honestly.
It doesn't have to be like half an episode type of thing. No, just give us the little flashback that Aokiji and what's the other dude's name?
The sniper?
Yeah, the sniper dude.
I think it starts with a V.
Yeah.
Vaughn something maybe?
That they went to capture Pudding.
Yeah. Dude, he has the teleport fruit.
That's
warp fruit.
That's crazy.
That's not fair. That's not fair. That's a really broken fruit for someone like him, bro.
Their crew, Blackbeard's crew, devil fruit abilities are pretty high up.
They're pretty fucking broken, bro. I mean, the only one that I think is average is like Burgess.
He lifted a whole mountain.
Okay.
He lifts the whole mountain.
Okay, I understand that. But if you think about it, Luffy could do that with Gear 5th.
But he has to go into a giant mode to do it.
He grabbed lightning.
Okay, but that's lightning.
What the fuck you mean? It's as impossible to lift up a mountain as it is to grab lightning, Eric. You can't look at me and tell me.
I don't know.
No. But like, okay,
still,
it is really. I'm not saying it's not strong. I'm just saying compared to like a teleportation fruit for a sniper and like the sick fruit for, I guess, someone who's always sick, like the doctor dude, like those pairings make sense. And to a certain degree, like the buff fruit does make sense for Burgess because he really just he's not the smartest character.
Yeah.
So he needed just like a strong devil fruit. But it's the one that I'm just like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But no, the fucking sniper dude, that makes me excited because if we do get like Blackbeard versus the Straw Hats and we get him versus like Usopp, which is what
it has to
happen, right? I'd be low-key very disappointed if it didn't. That would really force Usopp to like actually grow and push his new like his observation hockey to a certain extent. And that makes me very hopeful that he could learn Future Sight.
Yes.
Right?
I mean, we saw a glimpse of it in
the movie, right?
In the movie and in Dressrosa.
Was it Future Sight?
It's not Future Sight, but like it's observation hockey.
Yeah, he has observation hockey for sure.
I want him to explore more of his observation hockey.
Yeah, Usopp was another person that I was kind of like disappointed with Wano. He didn't do much. You know?
Yeah.
Granted, there was a lot of things happening. I'm not really like too upset about it. We got hella Zoro moments, so I'm okay with that. But yeah, now I need more Usopp though. I need Usopp and Frankie. I feel like need the most attention out of the entire crew, in my opinion. I think all of the other ones have had like cool moments overall and like important moments, especially Robin. Like Robin got her amazing moment,
the form.
So I think like next would be Usopp. I think he deserves not an entire arc, I guess, if you don't want that, but just a portion to where we really get to see him like grow a little bit. See like, all right, where does he stack up? He's on a Yonko crew. Like we can't have like too many, I guess, stragglers, I guess, and even Nami can step up with Zeus now. Like that's a semi big deal.
I like that. Yeah.
She you know, she's not as big of a fighter as the others by any means, but she's still a powerhouse with that. So, you know, I think they do make a good tag team at least. Either way though. Let's see. What else? Dude, so much shit has happened. We're maybe like a quarter of the way through this list.
I mean, I guess we can get to Egghead. Before that, we obviously know that Kid is going to Elbaf, and that's going to be really interesting.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that, but it makes sense because after like everyone kind of figured out that, all right, it's after Egghead, it's either Blackbeard's Island or Elbaf. You know, someone was bound to end up there. So, they talked about the man scarred by fire.
Yes.
The person scarred by fire. I don't know if it was man or just person. Do you think it's Saul?
At this point, it has to be.
It has to be, right? We find out that Saul is alive. I'm jumping ahead. I know. I don't care. But we find out that Saul is alive.
How do you feel about that?
I love it.
You do?
I do. I really do. I want to see a reunion with him and Robin.
Like, yeah, because that's the only thing she has.
Yeah, she deserves that. Yeah. She deserves a little bit of her fucking childhood back, right? Yeah, she's been through a lot, dude. Leave her. Let her be happy for once. That was such a good panel too. When she learns that he's alive and she was tears up,
tears and smiling. Because she never really smiles a lot.
No, and you can tell that that hit her like close to home. You know, like she probably abandoned hope that anybody from her past was still alive. You know, anyone that she cared about. So the fact that she has a little bit of hope now. That she needed that for sure. So I am actually incredibly happy that he is alive, and not even just that, it's Saul D something, right? Jaguar D Saul. He has a D initial. You can't kill off someone like that super early on and then just be like, oh, he just happened to have a D. Like, no, if he's still alive, I'm expecting him to be important now. I'm expecting him and anyone else who shares that initial to have some kind of connection. Like, what is it?
And we are gonna get him, man, because like Vegapunk. Vegapunk is joining, or at least
sailing
temporarily.
With
yeah,
while. Love it.
Oh my god,
love it.
I did not expect him to like be with the Straw Hats.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah, I love his design. First of all, I love it because it looks like Albert Einstein. It's what we wanted,
and it's so simple. Like
it's so simple, and he has the brain fruit.
Like
also makes so much fucking sense. It's like the most obvious shit that no one ever says because it's too obvious, but no, sometimes we really just think about it too hard, you know? And yeah, no, it makes sense for him to have something like that. I love that he has all the different Vegapunk versions of him though.
That he separated, yeah.
That he separated his consciousness. That was something that like everyone thought as soon as we got introduced to like Lilith, for example. And I like that it was a possible tease that Vegapunk could have been a woman this entire time because like no one ever said he was exclusively a man.
No, they have.
Oh, they have?
Yeah, who was it? I think it was one of the Marines that said like that old man Vegapunk.
Oh, yeah. You're right. They have referred to him as old man.
Yeah, so we knew he was an old man.
I guess I forgot about that, yeah. But it was kind of cool seeing like Lilith be the first.
Yeah, when she showed up and she's Vegapunk, I'm like, okay, what the hell?
Yeah, I was like,
this is not an old man. This is a woman.
Hey, she could be really old, bro. One Piece is weird.
Yeah, true.
But no, I like that. You know why I really like that he has all these different Vegapunk versions? Because like he really satisfied everyone who was theorizing what Vegapunk was going to look like. We get the traditional old man Vegapunk, like the one that everyone expected him to look like, wacky old Albert Einstein looking fuck. But we also get like a baddie, like with Lilith, you know, like a young, like pretty girl. But we also get a cool, like drippy Shaka, right? The Daft Punk looking dude.
Daft Punk, yeah.
He's my favorite.
Yeah, I like that.
He's fucking cool. I like his design a lot. We also get a robot. We get a tall bitch. I forgot her name.
Atlas, I think.
Is it Atlas?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not super
it's
great
that
on
tall doll looking one.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Doll. That's the name of that the other girl from the.
Oh, and then okay, yeah.
The sword thing. We'll go back to that. But yeah. So I like that we have different like designs essentially for Vegapunk and different personalities and stuff. So I think that's really cool because it kind of caters to like everybody, you know, but while at the same time delivering what we all kind of expected. Yeah. So I think that was a really smart move on his part. But we kind of brushed over the fact that Bonney.
Yes.
Bonney is the new law, essentially.
Oh my god.
How do you feel about that?
Happy because I want to know more about Bonney. Bonnie's always been an interesting character because she's always in those situations. Like she's either in Marie Joy's or getting chased by Akainu.
Akainu, yeah.
Why is Akainu himself going?
Yeah, she always just kind of stuck out, and like we didn't know anything about her.
Yeah, so I'm happy we getting more of it, and then the whole revelation of her being
Kuma's daughter.
I'm like, okay.
Do you think she's like biological, or I think she might be adopted?
You think so?
Yeah, I could see it. Like I think Kuma's really hiding something.
I don't know, because remember that one scene in Marie Joyce, like when she was the old lady,
Yeah.
and one of the guards to say like you always the queen from that kingdom where Kuma was ruling.
Oh. Oh, you're thinking. Oh, that makes sense.
So maybe
Because like in her old age, she would look like essentially her mom, I guess, right? Or the queen.
Something related like.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So I think they are biological related.
Because I was thinking like, I think the possibility of her being adopted could be. Well, this also goes into something we'll talk about in detail later. A lot of people think she could be a clone, but we'll get on that. I don't know. I didn't think it'd be totally out there for her to not be biologically related to Kuma, because it just there's a lot of secrets there. You know, Kuma's memories. Like I want to know. I think Kuma's backstory is one of the most interesting ones that I have been like dying to see, like so quickly.
And then that tease they gave us, like he was pursued.
He was like
he was running away.
He was running away from the world government, I'm assuming, maybe, or someone. Like two guys.
That first flashback of tease, it looked like it was like regular people, like town people.
Yeah.
So something happened. Like I think
they wanted him for something.
Yeah, but he didn't want to go because
he was like a slave. Like it was dark too. They were like beating the fuck out of him.
But they didn't look like celestial dragons. Like they didn't. You didn't see the helmet,
the bubble thing.
Yeah. But then like the second one, you see like the environment or the buildings, and it's Marie Joyce, and then you see a figure, and it's a celestial dragon.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe it's that later on in life, or is like they grab him and they send him to Marie Joyce.
Maybe like that's why I want to know so much about it, because normally like I feel like I can think of some stuff like, oh, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. I don't fucking know. I just genuinely don't know, but it's very like obviously super important. You know, Kuma was one of those characters that when he got introduced I thought was super cool, and I was like, you know, sad that we didn't get more once he got turned into like a pacifista and everything, and then when he was a slave for the world government or whatever, or for the celestial dragons, I guess. But now we're getting more, and it's tied to Bonney, and it's just like a whole thing now. Like I don't know, it just slowly grew and grew into way more than I was expecting it to.
Exactly is Vegapunk doing with his devil fruit ability?
I don't know.
That's interesting because he doesn't want to say it because he promised Kuma. So what is it? So hopefully we get to see more into the memories when Bonney goes into that bubble.
Yeah, the bubble memory thing.
So hopefully we see why.
Yeah.
What he was keeping away from her.
Yeah, it's got to be something big. Like it is. And it's kind of cool seeing also that like Vegapunk can replicate devil fruits now, because we got the confirmation that he did with Momonosuke.
Damn genius.
Yeah, and I knew it. I fucking knew that like throughout this whole time everyone was saying, oh, like it was a failed devil fruit, blah blah blah, but clearly it worked. And in the back of my mind I was always thinking, since like we heard about that, it works. It's probably just because it didn't match the color. Like it seems like Oda would do something like that, to where like, oh, it's not perfect, it's a failure because it didn't copy the color. And that's exactly what it was.
But it's the exact same thing.
I love that. I was like, yeah, that's what I was expecting from Vegapunk at least. But it's cool that he could do that, and
then make devil fruit abilities on living people, like the swim one, and who else?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like the Seraphims, we get introduced to those. What do you think about the Seraphims?
I was surprised. Like the new pacifistas, I guess you want to say, that are replacing the warlords.
Yeah.
They're damn strong, bro.
They're really strong.
Wow.
Like, I don't know how they jumped up in quality so much, but holy shit. And they're very clearly like mixed with Lunarian DNA.
Yeah.
They all have the wings, the tan skin. Probably the fire too, I think.
The hair.
And the hair and the eyes all look kind of, well, no, some of them have different eyes, I think.
I think all they're different eyes.
But overall, like, they have the main Lunarian qualities.
So now the whole Lunarian race there's something up with that.
Yeah, but they're all under control by the world government.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that there's like a tier system of who controls them. Like at the top is the Goresei, then you have Vegapunk, then Vegapunk's is like
This is
CP0.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or like a cipher pole agent, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I think that's it.
And then there's like, I think Marine.
Which is like a
admirals
basic,
or
like
something
admirals
like
and shit. Or like the rest of the Marines, basically, from there. Yeah, no, I was very surprised. I was incredibly surprised that they looked like it was a kid Boa, a kid Mihawk, kid Jinbei, and
Kuma. And that's all we've seen so far.
That's all we've seen. I
want a Dofy.
I want a Dofy one. We have to get a Doflamingo one, bro. There's no way like he did all of them and not Doflamingo, especially because he's been captured. Like they have more access to him than they do any of the other ex-warlords.
Even Croc. I want to see a Croc one.
I would do. And it's all the ones that we've seen kid versions of, because Oda's drawn like kid versions of the warlords. And I always thought that was super cool, and now he incorporated it into the main story. Like, that's fucking genius. I don't know how he does it, but we've seen a kid version of Doflamingo and Crocodile, so why wouldn't we get them too?
Yeah.
I think maybe they're like saving them for something. I don't know.
Later.
And I got scared when I saw that. I think Jinbei had the swim fruit.
Oh, you thought that?
I really thought that, like, oh, bro, please tell me Senior Pink is okay.
Yeah.
Please tell me he's fine.
But I'm glad he confirmed it, that he didn't kill him.
Yeah. That would have been just, like, unnecessary. I was like, bro, that's not, no. We don't need to do all that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but that's crazy. I'm very surprised at how strong they are, honestly. And actually that ties into Cypher Pole and CP0 pulling up. So we get...
Wow. And then they go in after Vegapunk. They really want to get rid of him.
That's really stupid. It's dumb. I get it. Like, he knows too much. It's stupid, though. Just
because he started snooping around with the whole Void Century.
like, dude.
Okay, let's talk about that robot.
Yeah, what is up with that Iron Giant looking thing?
200 years ago, he went up to Marie Joyce to attack, or we presume attack, because he just ran out of power.
Yeah, like the fuck? But now Kuma's doing the same thing? He's climbing the red line?
Yes.
What the fuck? I don't get it. This story it's so short. This arc has already like hit more major like milestones in terms of like the overall story than Wano did in such a short time. The pacing is insane to me. The pacing of Egghead Island is phenomenal, and I love it. I love this arc so much already.
Hopefully it can stay like that. I do like the pace.
It just feels serious. It feels like, yo, like every chapter is important in my opinion. Like things are moving, people are coming and going and fighting, and we learn this, we're learning that, but what is that? You know, like it's just nonstop. He's really just putting out good chapters lately. Yeah. And I mean, he really meant it when he said that this is the beginning of like the actual fucking story now.
Yeah.
You know? And he really meant it.
Man.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, the Iron Giant is so interesting. Like, what the? So something survived from the Void Century.
And it's the technology that they use on that island.
And it's like so far advanced from 800 years ago.
That makes sense.
Even Vegapunk saying like they're not even close to it.
Yeah. It's like,
what?
way ahead. So like, why? Now I'm more curious about the Void Century than ever before, because like, why? If it was so advanced, why
doesn't the world government have some type of that technology?
Well, what if they do? We completely skipped over Lulushia, bro.
Yes.
I don't know how we forgot to talk about that. First of all, obviously Sabo's alive. The Flame Emperor, right? I forgot about that too. He's been crowned the Flame Emperor, which is a cool title, I think.
Yeah, we find out he's alive, but then is he dead again?
No, he's not dead.
How are you gonna escape that?
I don't think he was on the island.
You don't think so?
No, because you know why actually?
Why?
The island, right, gets destroyed from above. The light is coming straight up from like the sky, and we see shots of the people on that island look straight up and be like, yo, what the fuck, right?
Wasn't he
Everybody.
looking?
He was looking over there, like to the left. The light was coming from like a distance, and he had like a pretty big shadow on the face. And like, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I've seen other people kind of say the same things. Like, if he was on the island and it covered the entire island, he would be looking up, not all the way over there. So I think he was nearby, maybe on a ship or something. But I think that he could have gotten caught in the like aftermath of it, right? Like the explosion. I don't think he was on it though, like at all. Because you're right. If he was on the island, how the fuck is he gonna survive that, right? That wouldn't make any sense. So that's my thought. I think he was close to it, to where he could see the light coming from the sky and just incinerating that island, but not close enough to get like killed, basically. So that's my idea, personally.
Okay. But for the world government to have that type of power,
What do you think it is?
it has
it's
to
an ancient
be.
weapon?
It has to be. There's no other possibility.
Yeah.
It has to be an ancient weapon. Which one was it?
The Uranus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be that one because that's the only one that we really haven't.
You know anything about?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it has to be that one. But how the fuck does it work?
Well, I think it has something to do with the sky, obviously, because it's like based off of Uranus is like the god of the sky or something, possibly. I don't know my mythology very well, so sorry if I fucked that up. But that's what it seems like, because we get Poseidon, which is, sea, and then Pluton is for like land.
Yeah.
Kinda, I guess. It's a ship, but And if they're all capable of destroying islands, right? Because like if you get all of the Sea Kings, they can essentially destroy an island, right? In theory.
I think so. Yeah.
They're big enough and enough of them to where if one person commanded all of them, they could do that. Then you have Pluton, which is built to destroy islands, right? We learned that from like Alabasta way back when. So then that would make sense that whatever the fuck Emu used on Lulushia that destroyed that island would be of the same caliber. And I can't think of anything else besides an ancient weapon, unless it's a devil fruit power, which at that point, what the fuck do you have that you can do that? You know what I mean?
And if Imu-sama has done this with that island, I wonder what other islands have had the same fate.
Do you think God Valley
I think God Valley, because
Yeah.
they say that it disappeared.
just completely disappeared?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it had Imu-sama, if Imu-sama was still alive back then, which most likely, I think something like that happened. Destroyed the island like that.
Are you a fan of the theory that Emu is like, he was someone who got that operation done on him for him to be like living for a long time or something, or like eternal youth or whatever?
Yeah, I seen that one, and I think it could be a possibility.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah,
Because like, why bring that up if no one has had that happen?
that we know of.
That we know of.
Yeah. So yeah, it has to be an important.
Actually, there is a theory that is so stupid, but I love it. It's someone who potentially had that operation done on them, Dr. Kureha.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's funny.
I seen that one.
It's completely stupid, but it's funny as hell because she's always saying like, I'm in the prime of my youth, blah blah blah. She's like fucking 100 and something.
Yeah, it could make sense.
It makes sense. As like a gag reveal, I wouldn't put it past him, and I wouldn't really be upset either. I think it'd be funny as hell. But realistically, I think it could be Emu, and I think that's why. If he has any connection to the, Void Century and anything beforehand, he'd probably lived through that. Probably knows what Joy Boy is. So, yeah, no, I could see him.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Every time we have these, I end up having more questions than answers, if I'm being honest.
It's always like that.
Yeah, it's just a never ending, like, well, what about this? And the thing is, like, he answers them too, eventually. And it's just this massive fucking story that
Yeah.
I know is going to pay off, but.
And then especially the whole thing with devil fruits.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Did he say it's like from it's not from this world or something like that? I can't remember
What did they
exactly
say specifically? You're right.
I forgot what his theory
It was no, they were saying that it was the manifestation of people's desires.
Yeah, but like how did it came across? Like
I don't know.
I don't know if he ever said his idea or theory or whatever.
I don't know.
But the whole desire thing,
Like, I like that,
yeah.
right? That's kind of cool because, like, I don't know. It's not what I was expecting, but I think it would make sense because there's so many different types of devil fruits that could fall into that, like, idea. And I'm like, okay, like, someone could want to be, super buff or something. That's a desire. Someone who has, I guess, who wants to stretch and shit, or the power of imagination. Like a lot of it can be associated to it.
Did you see the that little theory that the D could be desire?
I think I did hear about that. Yeah.
It could be interesting.
It could be. We just have to like round up all the people that do have that D and then just kind of be like, all right, where's the connection? What are the similarities? You know what I mean?
You have Roger, the desire to find what's out there.
But see, like the thing is, I also don't think it would be devil fruit related because Roger didn't have a devil fruit.
Yeah, true.
Neither does Saul, as far as I know.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? But I do like the desire aspect to it. Maybe it's just some kind of desire to do something. And maybe that has maybe that ties into like a specific dream or something, which also we did forget to talk about. Luffy revealed his actual dream to the crewmates.
Yes.
Whatever the fuck it is, because we still don't know.
Of course.
But
It has to be something simple and silly.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it has to do something with maybe some type of whole big party.
That's what people say. People think that it's like he wants to just have the biggest like party and feast with the whole world or something like that.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, in Luffy's flashback, when he told his dream to Sabo and Ace, they laughed at him.
Yes, yeah.
But they didn't. I think it got cut off of what his dream was, if I remember.
Yeah, they didn't say.
But we thought it was the Pirate King.
Yeah, that's what everyone thought because like that's what he's wanted. He's always saying like I'm gonna be the king of the pirates. That's my goal, or whatever. But he's never said that's my dream. And like
it's kind of true. I mean,
it's true. He's never really said those two words in the same sentence. And what makes me like curious about it though is like yeah, Sabo and Ace laughed at him, but when Luffy revealed that dream to the rest of his crew, not everybody laughed.
They were surprised.
And some people were like,
but then like they kind of chuckle like, oh, you're not serious, are you?
Like you can't be serious. I don't know, but you think like if it was something like that though, if it was something as like simple as like a party or a giant celebration, I don't think they would have the reaction of like you can't be serious, right? Like that seems like a pretty typical Luffy answer. So, and if they know him as well as they do, I think they'd be like, yeah, that sounds about right. You know what I mean? I think they'd brush it off, not have a surprised reaction. So I think it could be something different. I couldn't tell you what though.
Didn't he say he has to be king of the pirates in order to do it?
So what? This is the most difficult puzzle I've ever seen. That's what it is. It's a fucking puzzle that I'm never gonna figure out.
I think it's simple. I think it's a simple dream.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Okay.
I don't think it's something far out there.
I guess, but I mean, we also thought that like Gear 5 would be relatively simple compared to what we've seen, and then we get that. So, you know, not complex, but just out there, completely out there.
Okay.
He knows how to balance like, you know, super simple with incredibly complex super well. And I'm always on the opposite side of it. Like I always think something's way more complicated than it actually is. And sometimes I don't even think about it because I think it's super simple and it ends up being this whole fucking thing. And he plays us like a fucking fiddle every time.
Yeah.
He's so good at it. Like I love this fucking show, honestly. You want to talk about Lucci?
Oh my god.
We did not talk about Rob Lucci coming back and getting his ass handed to him.
I've been wanting him to come back. And then like when they reveal like he's going to Egghead Island, I'm like, bro, please fight Luffy.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
And I was surprised he had his devil fruit awakened.
Dude, I love the way it looks.
Yeah.
It's super cool. And he has the deity cloud thingies, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's like a common thing now.
With the at least a Zoan. Because Kaku had it as well.
Kaku had it too. And my theory also, I hate like theory type videos because they're all dumb. But my theory is that Kaido was awakened because we saw a similar thing with his clouds. I've always been like on the bandwagon that Kaido was awakened into that dragon. I think that his original devil fruit was like the fish fruit, which is what they said. I think it was a lot more simple, and then he somehow converted it into like the dragon that he is. And I think that is the awakening, kind of like the whole Magikarp turning into Gyarados type thing.
It could be.
Because it just doesn't make sense for us to not see his awakening while fighting Luffy.
Because then, didn't they say like your mind has to be superior than the animal's mind or whatever? Because if you let the animal take over, it's going to take over your body completely, just like the guards from Impel Down.
Right, yeah.
That's why they were so, I guess, incomplete.
Yeah, they were just big, strong, hulking animals. Essentially, they leaned incredibly into the animalistic side of it,
and they can recover quickly.
Right. Yeah,
and that's why.
But I mean, you'd think that Kaido would be there, right? Like he's not dumb at all. I think he's mentally smart enough to be able to overcome it.
He is a drunk though, and we saw all his personalities as drunks.
Oh, that's a good point. And that would probably hinder him in that sense because he was drunk that entire last fight.
Yeah, so that's why he's. I guess he's not. How should I say it? Complete in mind state.
Yeah, he's not completely in control, I guess, of his mind.
Because he's always drinking. He's always drunk most of the time. At least early Wano, and then at the end in the fight, he was drunk, and we saw his personality.
And he did he was a little delusional at one point. Remember when he had a vision of Luffy being super strong, but Luffy was just falling. He thought that he was still fighting. You can tell he's not maybe 100% there. Mm-hmm. That's a good point. Actually, I'll give that one to you.
Yeah.
But I personally I was weirded out that we didn't get any kind of awakening from him, so that's why I kind of just settled on the idea that okay, maybe he's already awakened and it's just the dragon form. So now seeing Lucci be awakened and have those little deity clouds, that's the common visual indicator, at least that we're getting for awakened zone.
Doesn't Yamato have it too?
Yes.
Some sort of it? Yeah.
And
so, but is it awakened? Or is it not confirmed?
It's not confirmed.
Okay.
Maybe it has something to do with the No, but it's not even. Lucci's isn't mythological or whatever. Mythical, I mean.
No, it's just a simple.
It's just a simple Zoan. Same with Kaku's. He's a fucking giraffe.
And they have the deity.
I don't know. That one I can't comment on it at all, I guess. But okay, at the end of the day, I do like the way it looks, and it made sense for him to be awakened. Because if he wasn't, the hell is he gonna do to Luffy, right?
But even then, Luffy still kicked his ass.
Yeah. Okay.
He was even unexpected. What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
This is not the Luffy I fought.
I know, right?
2 years ago.
He was just getting his ass handed to him, and I love how easily Luffy can go into Gear 5 now.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Did they say is this a drawback to Gear 5?
I think it just gets really tired.
Think so?
That's what it looks like.
It looks like it, but he hasn't said anything.
Nah. Well,
usually he says something. Because in Gear 4, he said it the drawback is
I don't think he would know what the drawback is right now. He's trained enough with Gear 4 back in the day, during the time skip, that he would know that drawback, right? Versus this is brand new. This is the first time he's ever gone Gear 5th. So I think he's assuming I get tired when I use it. Because he did get tired when he was fighting Kaido. Remember, he stopped.
Yeah.
But he immediately jumped back into it, which was weird. I thought it was going to take longer.
I think it's just basically willpower at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think it is something to do with tiring because it is awakening.
Yeah, and I think it'd be kind of cool if he maybe talked to Chopper or something, and Chopper's a Zoan. He understands how awakening works to a certain degree, at least for him. So it'd be kind of cool, him teaching him how to be a Zoan, right? Because I don't know, it's just an interesting thought, and the fact that he is a Zoan now.
What if he gives him a rumble ball?
That's what I was going at. Yeah, I would love to see Luffy eat a fucking rumble ball, and why not? Fucking let me have it. But yeah, no, that fight was cool. Very short lived, but really cool still. I've seen some really cool fan animations for it. They're nice.
Yeah, the one you shared with me. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Kaku and Zoro fight?
No, you call that a fight?
It is so funny because the first time they meet each other 2 years ago, Zoro was sleeping.
Yeah, I forgot. It was the same thing. Oh, that's a good parallel, actually. Oh, they even did the same Luffy and Lucci clash too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. I like that they did that. I'm glad that he's awakened, but I don't take Kaku seriously whatsoever.
No, I know he's strong and stuff, but obviously he's not strong as Rob Lucci, but
I think Zoro's on a different level now.
Bro, that panel where they had both Rob Lucci and Kaku tied up unconscious on the floor, and Luffy and Zoro were just chilling on the sofa. I'm like, that is such a disrespect.
Yeah, it really is, bro. And Nami was about to kick Rob Lucci, and Robin's like, no, don't kick him. No, that was cool. And then the last CP0 member that we have yet to talk about that is also very important, Stussy. Wow, didn't see it coming.
No,
not even a little bit. I love it.
And I like how you teased it in the cover pages. Come on.
Yeah, dude, learning about Mads was awesome. I love the Mads cover story. It's one of my favorite ones actually now because it feels like you get to see them from really, really young, Queen, Judge, Caesar, all of them kind of grow into the people that we know now. And you see they're falling out a little bit too, but we saw that little tease of that one person with the hat and like the hair of that chick. And like, who the fuck is that? Kind of looks like Stussy. And it was. And the fact that like it's revealed that she was a clone, right? Of Miss Buckingham or Miss Buckin.
The first successful clone.
The first successful clone.
They've been doing it. They've been trying to make a clone.
That, in my opinion, just completely confirmed that Weevil was a failed clone of Whitebeard.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first thing I thought of. I'm like, yeah, no, there's no way. If he's claiming that he is the son of Whitebeard because his blood runs through his veins, that's kind of the only thing that would make sense. Because I highly doubt that it's like a biological son.
No, it has to be.
It was weird, but I don't blame him if Miss Buckin looked like Stussy did back in the day, bro. I do not blame Whitebeard whatsoever.
Yeah. And do you think she has a devil fruit with that whole vampire?
Oh yeah, probably. Because it's different. It's not. Not a Lunarian type thing at all. It's very different.
So now that gets me thinking: does the real Stussy have it?
That's a good question. We haven't seen her do anything.
Yeah, I mean, she is old already, but still.
Yeah. That's a good question. I don't know if it was something like implemented into the clone or if it's something that came from the original.
Yeah.
I can't believe no one saw that coming because they do look really similar.
Yeah.
Like they low-key look incredibly similar when you look at it. Like she looks like an older version of Stussy.
I guess it's the whole her being so little.
Yeah.
But then again, he does technically change their appearance a lot when it's like older characters.
Yeah,
when they were younger.
Yeah, and that's like a common anime thing too. Remember like Gran Torino in My Hero? He used to be tall when he was younger. Like, now he's like, same fucking thing. So yeah, I guess that was the only thing throwing everybody off. But I love that reveal. It just like, to me, that was another piece of the puzzle that I was like, oh, it's like,
yeah.
And everyone lost their fucking mind.
I just hope he doesn't stick around with the whole cloning thing too much.
Yeah, I don't want to rely on that.
Because if like you start having people or characters have, he was a clone, she was a clone this whole time.
Well, the fandom's already going crazy with all the clone theories.
Yeah, and that's why like I just stopped looking at them like, I just don't want that.
Yeah, I think it would just kind of
maybe like 2, 3, that's fine. But like if you have more,
like I'm expecting more for sure. I don't think that like Stussy will be the last time we hear about a clone. Like I'm fully expecting Weevil. And I would expect one more. And I low-key do like the theory of there being a clone of like the Rocks Pirates, right?
Yeah.
Because we do like get confirmed that Miss Buckingham was part of the Rocks Pirates. So was Whitebeard. If Stussy is a clone of Buckingham, that's one clone of the Rocks Pirates. If Weevil was a failed clone, that's another potential clone of a Rocks Pirates member. Who's to say that they're not trying to replicate it and create clones of them?
Why would they replicate it?
Maybe they were tasked by the world government or something. Maybe
were they affiliated with the world government when they were in MADS? Do we even know that?
No, we don't. But I mean, like, why clone Stussy in the first place?
Yeah.
Like, why? That's what I want to know. Like, if we find out why, then maybe that'll kind of make or break that theory, I guess. I've seen someone say, like, what if Dragon is a clone of fucking Zebek himself? That would kind of be a good reason for him to be the world's most wanted criminal, in my opinion. Because if he's a clone of, like, Rocksteady Zebek, he's a big... It took Garp and Roger to take down him and his crew.
Just because he was that strong, because Garp and Roger, like you said, it took them to take him down. I just don't want him to be a clone.
Yeah, it'd be weird.
Yeah,
it would be weird.
I'd rather see him in a flashback than in the current present as a clone.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that idea.
It's interesting to think about because, like, it could happen, but I think it would just take a couple more pieces to kind of line up in a specific way to where it'd be like, okay, maybe. One that I definitely don't like is Bonney being a clone of Big Mom.
Yeah, I saw that, but I don't like that either.
Nah, the only thing people have to go off of that is the pink hair and the fact that they both eat a lot. That's literally it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that. I don't think that makes any sense, honestly. Yeah, I'm curious to see where the clone situation goes, but I don't think it'll be anything like too bad. I think Oda kind of knows.
No, because I mean, he did the whole time travel thing, and he didn't went too into it. He kept it simple.
He kept it brief. Yeah, he did time travel very well.
Yeah.
Like, he went one direction and that's it. He didn't do alternate timelines because that just gets overcomplicated.
It just did leave the idea of who has that fruit now, or if someone has it.
Yeah, that I'm curious about.
Yeah, maybe someone has it and they're already in the future with the.
But then would that affect us at all? So like, what's the point, right?
No. It could be a fan.
A fan?
Yeah, like Barto.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be kind of cool. Yeah. I don't know. I'm curious about that, but I hope he handles this whole clone situation the way he did the time travel thing. Because I think if he does that, we'll be okay. I know that whatever he comes up with will end up being good. But yeah, aside from that, we're essentially caught up. I think the last thing I did want to briefly talk about was, there's essentially a traitor. Like the last chapter that came out was that little shadow figure. Oh, we didn't talk about Saturn. Oh, the Goresei. Oh, dude, no, we can't.
That's the biggest thing.
That's like the biggest fucking thing. I'm so sorry. We yeah, if you're sticking around at least this long, I appreciate that because we've totally forgot about that.
Wait, that's the why is one of the Goresei showing up?
This is the first time we've seen them outside of that room.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
So we never. It blew my mind. Like one of them is actually taking action. So I'm like, what the hell?
What the fuck? With Kizaru, and they're on the way to the fucking island.
Yes, and we finally get a name, bro. At least for one of them.
Yeah.
But a name. And
it's Saturn, right?
Yeah. What, Saint J. Garcia Saturn?
Saint J. Garcia. That's a cool name. Mm-hmm. I like his name a lot.
Yeah. So I'm like, why? Like, okay, I get they're gonna, get rid of Vegapunk.
Yeah. But why? Why do you need to bring a Goresei member? Is it just because they know that he has the ultimate control in the Seraphim?
Mm-hmm.
But if that's the case, then that means that they're probably there right now because the Seraphim are not listening to anybody right now.
Yeah, so they're probably already they landed already.
Do you think that's who the shadow figure was from that last chapter?
No, I don't think that it was Goresei that was.
You don't think so?
No, but then again, a lot of these Goresei elders, they have battle scars. So
one of them has one of the Kitetsu blades.
Yeah, so like
the fuck are you doing with that? I think they can fight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how strong though. Like that's the thing. They could either be incredibly fucking powerful, or just strong enough to hold their own, but like not admiral level by any means. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But what if they're strong as like no, that wouldn't make any sense. Like strong as what's it called, Roger with hockey and stuff, but no, they would have like at least intervene, and stop them. But
it's like the power scaling aspect that really like just throws me off. Like I don't like power scaling One Piece because it's just too many people. Like it's hard. You can't power scale a show.
Yeah, so like I wasn't freaking out that CP0 was going to the Egghead Island, but now that Kizaru was like, okay, that would be a good fight with the Straw Hats and Kizaru. Because they're trying to leave Egghead Island.
Yeah, that'll be a really good rematch.
But now you have an elder with Kizaru. Like, what the hell is even going to happen now?
Like, you've got a lot of things kind of against the Straw Hats now. You've got Kizaru, you've got the Goresei, like Saint J. Garcia. You have all of the Seraphim, which are strong as fuck. Who else? And, well, no, I guess actually we don't have to fight Rob Lucci anymore. They're kind of like teaming up because they're also going to eliminate them. So it doesn't really make sense for them to fight each other.
That's why they made that temporary alliance.
I love that little face that he made with his Zoro and Luffy.
What the fuck?
Alliance with you?
Yeah.
I guess.
So, damn, but...
This arc is... I don't know what to expect.
I want to know more about the Elder. That's the thing I want to know more about.
Yeah. I think the two things that I really am just looking forward to are learning about the Elder, why he's coming, and Kuma. Kuma and Bonney. Yeah,
because Kizaru did ask him, like, have you ever met Vegapunk? And he only said once, a long time ago. So I'm like,
Like, and that kind of shows, like, from the cover story, because it showed young Vegapunk meeting the Goresei for the first time, remember?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what he was referring to.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah, because that would be, if he said once, that'd probably only be the only time, actually. Huh, I didn't think about that. But yeah.
But still, dude, that's I'm still thinking about it. Why isn't Elder going?
I couldn't fucking tell you. I mean, well, hopefully we'll find out soon. Do we have a break this week?
I'm not sure.
I haven't checked.
I haven't checked either.
I hope not. Oh, dude, it's been really good though. I can't believe like less time has happened from like our very first manga talk to the second one, right? But almost more shit has happened
We were like
that
what,
short
in the
amount of time.
middle of the raid.
We were in the middle of the
first-
raid
in
when
the first one?
we did it, yeah. And then
Wow.
the second one recapped pretty much the end of Wano, and now we're like a quarter. It feels like a quarter to half of.
It does.
Egghead
It
Island.
does feel like a short arc.
Yeah.
Which I think it is. So I think we're like almost halfway at that in this arc.
Yeah. So
Okay, what I don't know if you ever saw what Oda said. I think in Jump Festa
Mhm.
like a couple months ago about like a whole battle royale type of thing.
I
Did you see
vaguely
that?
remember that. Yeah, at Jump Festa.
And then he teased that.
Oh, do you think that this is it?
No, I don't think this is it. It could be, but I don't think so.
There's a lot of like different parties here. That's
Yeah,
why. It could
and
be.
then like the whole thing that he said that someone might die, but then again, it's Oda. He
That's
doesn't-
Oda though. He says a bunch. He also, you can't take everything he says seriously because remember he said that he didn't want Luffy to beat Kaido with just a really strong punch. And
Yeah.
how did he win? A
Uh,
really big strong punch.
yeah,
So
I guess so.
you know what I mean. I take it with a grain of salt. I think he likes to tease people, but I'm not really like. I don't know. If I relied on everything he said word for word, I'd lose my fucking mind. Like I can't, dude. It's so unexpected and
No, I knew not to believe him too much when he said that he was gonna start Wano like many years ago. Oh my god! Like he said, like okay, I'm gonna start Wano at the end of this year. And I think that was like 2017. I
really.
think,
Didn't he start in like 19?
and he didn't start it. I'm like, what the hell?
It's just like there's a lot.
Yeah, he gets too carried away. I think.
Yeah, I think he really just enjoys the story that he's in, and I think he
Yeah.
wants to flesh out everything possible. So he's that guy, bro. He's Godo,
'Cause,
bro.
I mean that 1 month break, he actually went to work, and look what happened. In
Dude.
Egghead is
I'll
going
take a
so-
month break like that anytime if it results in like the chapters that we've been getting, the arc that we've been getting. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
This arc is honestly already one of my favorite post time skip ones, just from like how interesting it is and how it gives me like Punk Hazard and Sabaody feels. Like if they were combined into one arc, that's
Yeah.
the feel that I get from it, kind of,
Yeah.
sort of.
I guess so.
You know, just from the fact that like everyone's pulling up, and then the scientific aspect of Punk Hazard. You know, like Punk Hazard at the time was the closest we got to Vegapunk. You know.
Yeah.
I remember when before I got caught up, I totally thought Punk Hazard was gonna be Vegapunk's arc, and I told you that you fucking laughed in my face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, no. But I'm very curious to see where this goes, and if anything, we'll probably do another one of these once Egghead finishes up. If like a lot of shit happens, to kind of like see where we're at.
Yeah, to have like a, I would like that actually.
Yeah, just to see like
Maybe 10 so chapters.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that a little bit more frequently. That way we're like more up to date. These episodes don't have to be 2.5 hours long. They can be
Yeah.
a little shorter, but again, it's just so much shit happens. But Eric, thank you so much for coming, bro.
Oh no, it's a pleasure to
It's
come.
been so great. Like I need these every now and then, bro. Like I will talk for fucking ever. But yeah, we will try to come back sometime soon for another one of these. If you like it, please leave us a rating, leave us a comment. You know, tell us what you want to see from us. If you have any ideas for the podcast, we're open to anything. We're always wanting to interact with our audience. So thank you guys for listening. Make sure to check out our merch. I did forget to say that at the beginning, but we have released new merch. Check it out. We're very, very happy with it. So I will put a link in the description. But thank you again, Eric, and Alchemist out.